This week on Machinery Pete TV, we visit the Ramstad brothers in Ada, Minnesota. Their retirement sale includes this magnificent pair of John Deere 9630Ts. This Farmall 806 is a workhorse if there ever was one. And Pete looks at the market variables for the John Deere 6130R.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support.
Big Iron, rural America's premier online auction site for the sale of used farm equipment.
Hey folks, welcome to Machinery Pete TV. I have traveled to northwest Minnesota this week. We're up here to cover the online farm retirement auction for the Ramstad brothers, Gordon and Glenn. And I tell you what, if you love John Deere tractors, you're going to enjoy the show today. Let's go back to the studio, catch up on the latest farm equipment news.
All right, thanks, Pete. I'm Clinton Griffiths. The latest reading of farmer sentiment continues to show a decline. The Ag Economy Barometer falling 12 points in September, now at a reading of 88. Now, surveyors with Purdue University and the CME Group reporting the index of current conditions and the index of future expectations declined as well. They say the numbers represent the weakest barometer and future expectations readings since March of 2016, when the farm economy was in the throes of an economic downturn. Surveyors say producers expect markedly worse financial performance for their farms in the upcoming year. A strike at the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports will have an immediate impact on the movement of some ag products. About 35 ports are expected to be impacted by the labor strike, including several that handle agricultural goods. Nearly half of U.S. meat export volume is shipped out through those ports. Officials with the U.S. Meat Export Federation saying that for every week the strike goes on, a minimum of $100 million will be lost in revenue. And cleanup continues following Hurricane Helene. High winds and flooding causing widespread damage across Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. USDA already estimating insurance payouts for crop losses could reach $7 billion. Cotton, pecans, peanuts, and poultry were the commodities hardest hit by the deadly storm. Now let's check on some recent auctions from around the country.
Looking to sell your equipment or needing an upgrade? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. From construction to agriculture and fleet, we make it easy for you to sell, bid, or buy. Always online and always no reserve. Take the next step and register for free today at purplewave.com. It's time to experience the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment with Purple Wave Auction.
Keeping your equipment clean can be frustrating and time-consuming. It doesn't have to be. Check out Dakota Wash and the Power of Foam from Dakota Ag Innovations. The user-friendly foam cuts grease, won't harm painted surfaces, is wash bay approved, and is easy on delicate electronics. Multiple foaming options and complete packages available no matter the scale of your operation and equipment. Cut your cleaning time significantly and get your equipment back to work. Find Dakota Wash and the Power of Foam at your local farm store or check them out online at powerofffoam.com or call 888-996-7801 to find a dealer near you.
Hey folks, I'm here with Gordon Ramstad with Ramstad Brothers, Ada, Minnesota, online farm retirement auction. And first off, Gordon, I just got to say it's a treat to get up close to your equipment. I'd seen on our friend Steffes Group, their website, of course, they have awesome pictures, but to stand up close, I mean, you took great care of your equipment.
Well, thank you for saying that.
It's now a pair of track tractors. You have an 11 model and an 08 9630T.
Right.
Now, your brother Glenn was mentioning that these aren't the first track tractors you guys had on the farm, are they?
No, we had an 8400T at first, and we used that for planting. We used it for grain cart. We used it for a lot of different things.
Okay.
Actually had it on our air seeder, and it was a little light for that. So we traded that for one of these T's.
Okay.
And put that on the air seeder and the grain cart. And we did have a 9400 wheel tractor with triples on it, and we used that for a couple of years, and we traded that for the other T.
Okay.
So we had kind of like a matched pair of T's here, and they worked really good because we could interchange if we wanted to, but number 2T was mainly for spring tillage and fall tillage, field cultivator and chisel plow. Number 1 was used for air seeder, grain cart, and probably on a scraper when we were doing ditch cleaning.
And your air seeder, that's 1890?
Correct, 1890, 1910.
Okay. And ours, we got, I think one is 5500, one's 4800. Are these new? Did you buy them new or
No,
used?
they were used.
Okay.
They were 1 to 2 years old when we got them.
Okay.
They were in nice shape when we got them. We knew the people that had them, and they took good care of them.
Right. Oh, that's nice when you know the previous owners, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And one of them, is it the 11 model that has new tracks?
It's number 2, whatever one that is.
Now, did you have one for you and one for Glenn? Is that how this worked?
No, we both drove them both.
Yeah.
And the people that work for us, they'd drive
Sure.
either one.
And I should ask you, Gordon, what was it like farming with your brother all these years?
It's been great. 52 years, it's been great.
52 years. That's awesome. A couple Norwegian boys, you guys grew up right on the farm here?
Yes,
Gordon?
we did.
Awesome.
Actually, I graduated in '65. I went to NDSU, North Dakota State University, for a civil engineering degree, and I went to work for the state of Wisconsin for 2 years. Our dad had some health problems in spring of '71. Glenn was farming then. I came home to help with the farm, and ended up staying here. I got married in the fall of '71.
Did you marry an Ada girl?
Yes, I did. Ellen.
Ellen, nice. So you are a proud NDSU Bison graduate,
Yes, I am.
and their engineering program up there is fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
So you went to Wisconsin. Well, I'm glad you came. We have a lot of friends in Wisconsin. We love our Wisconsin friends, but I'm glad you came back to Minnesota, Gordon. And again, 52 years farming. As you wrap up here, get ready for the auction, the retirement, how would you say you and Glenn are feeling as auction day gets closer?
It was the right thing to do. It was time. Nobody's getting any younger. Retire before we have more health problems. It's just the right thing to do.
Well, I tell you, whoever buys your equipment, they are in for a treat. Well cared for, and hats off to you and Glenn for the way you've cared for this equipment over your career.
Well, thank you.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale. The sun and weather can take its toll on your equipment's appearance. Fix faded paint with Dakota Shine. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Remove stubborn oxidation with Dakota Prep. Rinse and fix faded paint with Dakota Shine. Kits available in multiple sizes to fit your needs. Apply using a paint gun or aerosol can. It is not a wax and works on most painted surfaces, decals, rubber, vinyl, and all colors.
increases value and improves appearance. Find it at your local farm store, check them out online at dakotashine.com, or call 888-996-7801 to find a dealer near you.
What's that piece of equipment worth? Check out Machinery Pete's auction prices for the answer. Free to view, updated daily, all types of equipment. Go to machinerypete.com and click on the auction tab, then auction price data. Hey folks, I'm here with Scott Meldrum, Integrated Solutions Manager with Van Wall Equipment in Nevada, Iowa. And Scott, boy, on the sprayer front, you talk precision upgrades. A lot been happening here the last few years.
It has, you know, we've started from, you know, as simple as adding exact apply. You know, that's the individual nozzle shutoffs, the pulse width modulation, which takes us from having, you know, 10 to 15 foot long boom sections to shut off at once, all the way down to individual nozzle shutoffs, curve compensation. That's where we started at with the precision upgrades. And then we went to product recirc and reclaim, you know, so recirculation, moving that through the boom while you're not spraying so things don't settle out. All the way up to what we added to this sprayer this year, which is the latest and greatest, which is See & Spray Premium.
See & Spray Premium, ton of chatter last year or so. Now this particular sprayer is a 412R?
It's a 412R, yes.
Okay, so See & Spray, boy, I'm hearing some amazing stats in terms of savings. What's the latest data showing?
A lot of it depends on, you know, row spacing, but in the 30-inch rows, you know, we're seeing conservatively 50% product savings, but we could be, you know, upwards of that 50, 60, 70%. But keep in mind, See & Spray is only as good as a pre-emerge program. If we have a pre-emerge program that maybe wasn't as robust, we're gonna have more weeds out there for this thing to see and then spray.
But 50% plus, I mean that's game-changing stuff.
It is. We're capturing data. We're capturing images. So an image that maybe last year it didn't know was a weed, it goes back, it gets identified as a weed and put into the algorithm, so it gets better over time.
Hey folks, welcome back to Tractor Tales. This week we're going to learn about a 1967 Farmall 806 diesel that spent most of its life on a dairy farm in Pennsylvania.
They bought it in '85 from Tri-State International in Beaver Falls. These two brothers, they own Morgan's Dairy out next town over. They bought it, it had fenders on it. They put the 1066 cab on it, and they put that little air cleaner on it. And when I got it, it had the 23 134s on the back, and they were too big. So I ended up putting 18 4s. I changed the water pump, radiator in it, really haven't done much to it. Never messed with the engine, and it runs pretty nice. It does most of I call to mulch with it, and if I want to get done in a hurry, I'll plow with it, because it pulls. I only have 4 bottom fast hitch for it. That's a fast hitch tractor too. I'm farming a place down the road, and it's overgrown trees, briars, multiflora rows, all kinds of, it's old strip mines. It's a mess over there, but it just rolls everything under. I've rolled locust trees under, I've rolled multiflora rows under. So when I want to get something done in a hurry, I use this one. If I want to play, I take the MTA. But it does the round baling, and if I mow hay, I usually use this. And like I said, it's always, if I call to mulch, it's this. I don't use it a whole lot because I'm not crazy about the cab, but really don't want to go into the process of taking the cab off either, so. But where it came from, the place, I mean, Morgan's Dairy, they take care of their equipment. I even went up to the dealer up here, Gauze Equipment. I asked them, I said, what do you think about an 806? Good tractor, good, you know, where's it coming from? And I said, Morgan's Dairy, and the guy there, he said, buy it. I said, well, they want 62. He said, buy it, because that's a good machine.
Cleaning aluminum stock and grain trailers is now easier than ever with just a weed sprayer, garden hose, and Bright Plus aluminum cleaner. Start from the bottom and work your way up. Watch the foam release any embedded dirt and grime that soap and water won't touch. Rinse thoroughly. User-friendly, biodegradable, and available in different sizes to fit your needs. You can now pull a clean trailer without the chance of damaging the aluminum. Find Bright Plus aluminum cleaner at your local farm store or check them out online at trailercleaner.com or call 888-996-7801 to find a dealer near you.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Hey folks, I'm here with Glenn Ramstad with Ramstad Brothers in beautiful Ada, Minnesota. Up here for your online retirement auction, Glenn, and we need to talk grain carts. Now I understand this 2007 J&M 1050 is the second grain cart that you and your brother have had on the farm. What was the first one?
It was an Unerfirth 650.
Okay.
We bought that in 1992. We didn't have a cart before that.
So
we had a neighbor that was really good, and we dumped on the go in the field. And that was in the 80s, and things were dry.
Yep.
In 92 we got the barley off, and we started on the wheat, and it started raining. And pretty soon we could see we weren't going to dump on the go.
Yep.
And how much time is lost running to the truck. So we found about the last one in captivity down at Fergus Falls.
Okay. And Fergus is about, was that an hour from here, hour and a half?
About that, 90 miles.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we'll use it this year and sell it. After using it a little bit, we knew it wasn't going to leave.
The Unerfirth was staying.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we run that, and it worked good, but as the combines got bigger, we went to semis. When we had the tandems and the triple axle, that 650 would load them up good.
Yep.
But on the semi, it'd all have to go back for more. And so Gordon seen this one on a dealership not far away, and so we bought it that winter of 07 and used it, and every bushel of crop that we grew, it goes through it, so everything went over the scale. Plus we used it some in the bin site if it was wet to load trucks and haul out, but otherwise it's used it for everything.
I got to tell you, Glenn, your guys' handwritten notes on the side of the grain cart, that of all the auctions I've ever covered, that is the best, most descriptive detail I've ever seen on a piece of equipment. That is fantastic. Has that just always been a piece of how you guys maintain things? Keep notes?
Yeah. We keep track on a notebook too, but how much handier when you have it right there and can look at it and see when it was or what you've done or what size rent something takes.
So do you guys ever look at that back through the years and look at your handwritten notes and go, oh, I remember that fall of whatever, 2011 or whatever?
I think it's brought back some memories.
Yeah.
Some that we don't want to remember.
Well, that's farming though, in life, right? Some happy, some challenging, but that's life, right?
And the other thing, I think they probably got erased, but we always kept the dry erasable marker in every tractor and truck.
Okay.
So if you needed to take a note, you just wrote it down quick.
Well, folks, anytime we're talking auction prices, we need to be aware there are variables. Now let's talk about some of those variables today. First off, timing. We know the ag market goes up and down. We've certainly seen that the last year and a half here. Second factor, location. Now it used to be where an item sold at auction made a big difference on sale price. And that got flattened out a lot through the pandemic in the last couple of years when equipment was so hard to find. Stuff sold high everywhere, but now it's becoming more of a factor again. And third, how is an item spec'd out? Of course, these days that can make a huge difference. Now let's take some recent examples on a John Deere 6130R loader tractor. Let's look at 4 that sold recently. So last Wednesday on an online auction in conjunction with the Farm Science Review show over in Ohio, our friends at United Country Walton Realty and Auction sold this 22 model John Deere 6130R with 480 hours, no loader, went for $110,000. Now 4 days before that, September 14th, down in Sardis, Mississippi, on a consignment auction by 5 Star Auctions, This 23 model 6130R with a loader and only 125 hours went for $116,250. Now 3 weeks ago, good folks at Big Iron and Sullivan Auctioneers had an online auction in conjunction with the Farm Progress Show for Van Wall Equipment in Boone, Iowa. And they sold a pair of 6130Rs on that auction. Here's a 21 model, only 126 hours, no loader, went for $113,500. Same sale, they sold this 22 model 6130R, 407 hours, but it did have a loader, and that went for $132,000. Now, like I said, timing makes a difference. So even though good used loader tractors have held their value well, they were stronger earlier this year. So if we go back to June 28th, online dealer auction for AgriVision equipment out of Pacific Junction, Iowa by Rice Auction, this 22 model John Deere 6130R, 392 hours, no loader, went for $156,500, all-time record high auction price on a 6130. But again, that was back at the end of June. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the visit today to my home state of Minnesota, up in Ada, Minnesota, for the retirement auction for the brothers Glenn and Gordon Ramstad, and the sale by the Steffes Group, one of the top auction companies throughout all of North America. Always a great day to hang out with the crew there with the Steffes Group. And I tell you, the brothers, those handwritten notes on the equipment, on that 07 J&M 1050 grain cart, that's what I've been talking about for years, folks. When you buy a piece of used equipment, yeah, you're buying the item. You're also buying the seller. And so a deserved premium there at $41,500, fourth highest auction price last 9 years on a J&M 1050. But again, the care that Glenn and Gordon Ramstad gave to it, well-deserved premium there. We'll see you back here next week on Machinery Pete TV.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support.
Big Iron, rural America's premier online auction site for the sale of used farm equipment.